Hello, my name is Nekolodion. I pride myself on having chaotic energy, and I'm a variety content creator and streamer.
Hello, everyone. I am Watch Holly. This is Nekolodion. We're going to talk about kind of offline content creation today. This is my 4th season of streamer interviews. Thank you so much for coming on today, Nekolodion.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Yes.
I really appreciate it.
Oh my God, of course, of course. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Oh my goodness. So I am a 27-year-old content creator. I live in Georgia. I'm not from Atlanta. I live in Georgia. I'm not from Atlanta. I live in Georgia. And I started content creation. Honestly, it's a little sad. I got into a car accident around COVID, and I was a college student. I was working 2 jobs. I was just doing my thing, about to be a bioscience engineer. But things happened, and my back injury that I got during my car accident kind of stopped a lot of things that I had going. I was about to be working for the CDC. I had like a whole scholarship, work internship lined up. A lot of things happened, and plans fell through. I got a laptop back in 2021, and one of my friends just encouraged me to start streaming. And I started streaming for like a couple of days, and everybody was really hyping me up and trying to get me into it. And then I started taking it serious, and then within one day, I hit affiliate.
Oh, wait, that's great. It's kind of like a sad start, but then it's like, oh my God, well, look at you now.
Absolutely. I'm very proud. My friend Koari is the one that ended up getting me into it. She's my best friend, by the way.
Aww.
And I met some of the sweetest people because of Twitch. I've met my current best friends, actually. I met them all through Twitch. So.
Aw, I love that. That's what's so great about Twitch, is it brings people together.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and kind of talk about offline content strategies. Do you have any? And is it social media or networking or kind of what?
Okay, so offline content. Let's start by this. After stream, turn it off. What do? You repurpose your content, but how do you do that? It kind of depends on what's trending. It depends on you as your brand, and it depends on the content. For me, a lot of my offline growth was through Twitter. A lot of my viral moments was through Twitter, and that is how I was able to really grow my community. A lot of my beautiful community members came from either Twitter or TikTok, and now they're starting to come through via Instagram.
Ooh.
And one of my big suggestions for people when it comes to offline growth is really learn how to build that consistency, because I'm still in the midst of rebranding. I'm currently recording a lot of content right now. A lot of content. I'm trying to get a nice stockpile, so once I start posting, I can get that consistency in order, so that way I don't run out of ideas. I don't burn myself out like I did the last time. And I am able to essentially not only hold myself accountable and responsible, but I actually can get a nice workflow. So that's one of the things I'm actually working on right now, is really building that workflow, building that consistency, and I'm trying to really teach myself how to edit better. But consistency is one of the main things I really would encourage people to start really taking serious, because it's really hard, super hard as a content creator to be consistent, especially when you're doing all of this by yourself 100%.
Yeah, no, definitely. And can you kind of walk us through your content pipeline? How do you repurpose your Twitch VODs into social media content?
So in terms of my Twitch VODs, one of the main things I love doing is taking certain fun or fantastic moments, especially moments, because I pay attention to what my community loves in terms of clips. They like getting me when I'm mad. They love getting me when I'm upset, or when I'm chaotically in a situation. Like I play shooter sometimes, so there are opportunities where I'll get a little mad, a little frustrated, or I'm screaming, or I'm yelling, or it's just a really intense situation. I take those moments and I break them down, I edit it. And Twitter was actually my main, I would say, social media that I utilized to really bring in a lot of viewership and followers to my Twitch.
I just want to ask about that. How did you utilize Twitter in order to bring people over?
So one thing I really paid attention to was like my niches. So for me, fashion is one of them. Plus size content, video gaming, nerd topics, all that wonderful, delicious stuff. That's like my niches. So I try my best to make sure that I cater to like within those topics, especially on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. I make sure I pay attention to hashtags. I make sure I pay attention to who I'm liking as well, how much like I would say push they're getting in the algorithm as well, because that also matters. Interact with your own content as well, because if you don't, sometimes the algorithm will think you're a bot.
As in like reply to comments and like your own video?
Yes, so liking comments, liking your own video, replying to comments, because it shows consistency. That's the one thing about a content creator. You always have to be consistent. So whenever people engage and interact with you, you engage back.
Oh my gosh, I'm learning. I love it. So what's your best performing piece of content and why do you think it worked?
So TikTok is what I'm going to reference because I'm still learning the algorithm. I'm not perfect, y'all. You know what I mean? But my best performing TikTok has about almost 100,000 views. But the funny part is it only has like 3,000 likes. But it's a meme. I don't know if you know the artist Cosmo Sheldrake. He's one of my favorites. And I posted a meme just basically saying when someone passes me the aux cord, and it's a weird, quirky song that not a lot of people know. And that's also the niches that I like to cater to as well, especially when it comes to music. I'm a huge music fan. Me and my community love sharing music with each other. That's also one of the ways I also bring in people as well.
Wow, that's cool. So kind of going away from social media, is there anything that you do in order to grow offline?
I do a bunch of things to grow offline. Number one, I like to host communal events in my Discord. I feel like when you connect with your community, you're reaching out, you're restabilizing yourself as a content creator by just keeping those presences up. It really helps people like still return. I found out a lot of other ways that I helped myself grow was collaborations. It's one way you can grow, but if you really know a really solid content creator who really prides themselves and works hard just like you, I honestly recommend that as well. And social media is one of my, well, you said other than social media.
That's okay.
Oh, actually, one of the other ways that I did grow, and I'm referencing back to my notes here, is that I'm a graphic designer. So this is not to promote anything. I'm not promoting anything.
Oh, no.
But I do graphic design and overlays, and I work with a lot of people within the community. So that's also how I'm kind of known, but just like on a low-key sense of just with the work that I do and provide. So if you have other talents as well, those are other ways you can grow just alone from content, just alone, offline. Whatever talents that you have, whether if it's musical, whether if it's gaming, whether if it's like art, showcase that, provide, I would say, even some free stuff. The things that I used to do a lot that really helped bring people in, I used to do giveaways. I haven't designed anything yet because I'm in the works of a lot of stuff right now. But I used to host overlay giveaways on like different forms of social media, but that's outside of that. But the talents that I have and provide, I also edit for certain creators as well. So I utilize a lot of the talents and things that I possess to just kind of create a community.
I love that. No, that's really good. That's good advice. So what tools do you use to create these high-performing social media content?
Listen, I'm a budget girly, so CapCut.
Yes.
I don't know where my phone is, but CapCut on my phone is one of the, I edit all of my videos on my phone, by the way. I do not use my PC. Okay. I'm learning Adobe Premiere. Oh. But it's hard. I'm learning. It's slow and steady, but CapCut has been something that I utilize since the beginning of my career, and it's honestly boosted it as well because of just how I edit my videos. And it's free. There's a lot of stuff that's like really good if you buy the pro version, but I recommend that you do as much as you can without buying anything because there's a lot of resources on there. I think it's Visco. I think it's like a editing app for photos and stuff. And Snapseed is also something else that I use as well. They're both free. I use that to edit my photos all the time, to just do touch-ups and stuff, remove certain things from the background to make things look as pristine. Not too perfect, not too perfect, but just pristine and clean to give a look of professionalism, glam, cute, whatever I would like to provide in terms of my content.
Oh, I love that. No, thank you. Writing those down. And then do you have basically hooks to your videos at all? And kind of what's your formula for those?
Hooks is something I'm actually still learning. Visual hooks, I feel like grab people more. So I'm trying to learn a mixture of a visual grab and utilizing my voice because that's one of the things about me. I sound very soft and sweet. And so therefore it's going to catch somebody's attention. So right now, the only hooks that I really have used right now is just the visual ones, something that like pops, grabs somebody's attention, and then I go into like whatever I plan on talking about. But it's still something I'm learning.
No, I love that. I definitely think that's great that you have the knowledge of like, oh, like I already have kind of like the voice that goes with it. But then also it's like, oh, what can I do with the visual ones? That's cool. That's nice.
Thank you.
How do you analyze your content and your performance and then kind of adjust it from there?
I will use Twitch as this example because I am actually regrowing my community right now because I had to take a break. So my community typically shows up in the afternoon. This was something that I picked up on, especially when you can view your analytics on Twitch. When you go to your setting in the creator dashboard, you can look at it. You can look at your peaks and you can look at when people are more consistent. So from the times of 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 7 p.m. is when I will get the biggest influx due to the community that I have. So I typically, within my schedule, which is, I believe, Monday, Tuesday, Fridays, and sometimes Saturdays, that's the days that I stream, because that's the days they mostly show up.
No,
I streamed every day to test this out. So I've tested this out for myself.
Okay.
And I figured it out.
Okay, no, it's good. Yeah, and it changes for each person. So it's just like learning, go into your own analytics and then find what's best for you.
There's never going to be a set time because listen, everybody's a content creator. So you're going to have to put yourself out there. You're going to have to make sure you stand out as best as you can within the authenticity that you have.
Definitely. And do you use trends or sounds like on TikTok or Reels in your content?
Yes, I use them all the time. Typically what I like to do, and this is what I encourage everybody to do with social media, do not doom scroll. If you're a content creator, look at certain hashtags of your niches or just scroll to see what people are paying attention to. For example, Sinners, the horror movie. I haven't seen it yet. I want to so bad.
I want to as well.
That's what everyone's been talking about. And I recorded 2 content pieces and I used 2 popular sounds under it as well. And I'm about to post those to see how well they perform. I really recommend when you look at trends, always try to incorporate your branding and yourself whenever you do anything, because it helps people see who you are as a content creator while you're growing, so that way people don't feel as if you're copy and pasting things, because it can kind of get like that sometimes, especially as a content creator and influencing and seeing another idea and you're like, oh my god, I want to do this. But always add your own flair. Pay attention to the sound as well. Go through the sound and see who's on it, and if it feels like it represents you, I say use it.
Yeah, definitely. How do you find that sound that's kind of trending?
It kind of depends. There's actually certain apps you can track, but unfortunately, sometimes you have to pay for those. I recommend, I forgot what it's called. I think it's like Trend Analytics. Trend Analytics, it's something that you can view TikTok sounds and Instagram to help you grow. There's a 7-day free trial you can take advantage of.
And then just make new emails every time.
But I recommend taking advantage of it because it does give insight of how you can kind of predict certain things. And if you scroll and you see how people are responding, also when song artists, pay attention to your favorite artists as well. Kendrick Lamar, Doechii, Sabrina. If they have a song, see if you can be the trend as well, because they're already popping, they're already popular.
Oh, that's so smart. My goodness. All right, so last question. Do you have any advice that you could give a Twitch streamer trying to get into short form content?
My advice for any Twitch streamer that's trying to get into short form content is understand your branding so you can know what your next step is. If your branding is soft girl, glam, and you're doing makeup, find stuff that relates to that. If you are a video gamer and you like to do speed runs, find things that relate to that so that way you can build up not only your consistency, but you can build up a community and your content can really just center and recycle itself. So that way, any fun viral moments that you have when you start getting into short form content, you can always recycle the videos. Because they're always going to get you some type of traction. It might not always be the same viral numbers, but you're still going to bring in that same type of energy. And the last thing I want to leave any content creator is always be yourself, and please take breaks. I understand we're all grinding to get to where we want to be, but I burnt myself out back in 2022. I probably would have been partnered if I did it.
Oh, yeah.
So I always recommend you take that time to always look at what you're doing, always like self-assure yourself. You're doing great, sweet pea. But make sure you have that consistency, make sure you take breaks, and make sure you understand yourself so that when you start creating that content, you're not confused, you're not looking panicked, flighty, and you know yourself. So you got this.
Definitely.
Record.
Yes. And
Edit.
post the content.
Post it. You got this.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure meeting you. And thank you for being on my little YouTube channel.
Thank you for having me watch, Holly. I really do appreciate this opportunity. You're super sweet. This was really nice, really insightful. And I can't wait to see everybody else's advice too.
Oh, yay.
I can't wait.
Perfect. All right. Well, we're going to say goodbye to YouTube and then I'll say goodbye to you afterwards. Thank you, YouTube. Bye.
Bye, YouTube.